It's nice to be here with everyone today. Let's have you guys share a little bit about why you're here. And sorry for the online folks. And I move a lot. I'm really sorry. I'm just apologizing in advance. So go ahead and tell us what you teach, why you're here.
Okay, so I teach Foundations of English 101. So this is the first writing course that students take at BYU-Idaho. And we do have a pretty good research component in the course now. In the past, it wasn't as big of as a part of the course, but now it's going to be a significant part of the 101 course. So we need to use those library resources that many of them are very unfamiliar with.
Great.
Right.
I teach the same course, but I've also taught 201, which is the next course in the series. And that course heavily relies, of course, upon research, as it is a research writing course. And I'm simply interested in seeing all the ways in which we can better help our students utilize those resources that the library has.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Last session, we also had some people from sociology and the family history, as well as home and family department. So they had some upper level courses. So it was interesting to hear their take on it as well, and how their students didn't know what we had available in the library. And then some of them realized they didn't know what we had available in the library as well. And so that's what we want to talk about today, a little bit about what we have available and how we can share that with our students. So first off, I'm going to cover a little bit of our resources that we have available. I wish I could ask online like what they've learned, but we'll ask our students here. What resources have you used in the library, or none?
I've used EBSCO a lot. That's usually where I direct my students. It's really user-friendly that way. I've also used Opposing Viewpoints, SIRS, JSTOR. Some of them are familiar with ProQuest that I think they bring from high school. Maybe they've used ProQuest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to claim total ignorance because I just want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, well, that's good. I have lots to say. So EBSCO is great. We do have, you can see, this is our library homepage. And anything that you see on here, students will have access to, and you have access to it as well. Okay. The only thing is print materials we don't ship far away. So if you happen to be on campus, you can use your iCard, you can check it out, and you can mail it back to us. But other than that, you'd have to access whatever is online. Yes.
Are students able to use any kind of interlibrary loan?
Yes, for articles.
Okay.
For books, they would have to go to their local library.
Okay.
And those are often emailed, correct? So
yeah, the articles are emailed, so they come really quickly, usually within 24 to 48 hours. So there is a little bit of time. You don't want to request it like the day your papers due, but you can request it, a couple weeks before or the week before, depending on how good you are at getting things done before things are actually due. So we do have, here we go. This is our interlibrary loan button right here. So this is where they could go to access articles, and sometimes it will pop up in their search as well. But if they happen to know off the top of their head, this is what I want, they can go directly here. It's just your iLearn login and fill out their information and log in it to you. Okay, so that's that. Our popular resources here. This main search box here searches about 85 to 90% of our databases. It is EBSCO run, but it kind of connects to all the other databases. So it's going to get a good search result. Sometimes it's a lot of search results. So if you want it to be a little bit narrow, you can do something just like EBSCO, which only searches one database. This one does. This one does search all of ProQuest, so it's 42 databases, but that's a lot less than like 200. Okay, that makes sense. Some popular and fun resources are Overdrive is our ebook one. Got a lot of popular ebooks. I don't know if you read like Brandon Sanderson or Hunger Games. All that is in here. You can listen to it or read it. And Swank is our video one. I'm just going to yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that. This is one that everyone loves. And if I show it at the beginning of class, students get distracted. But since you're instructors, I'm trusting you won't be distracted. So this is a streaming movie database. So we have classics like 12 Angry Men. We have more popular like 50 First Dates. We have Lord of the Rings, Hunger Games, Born Identity. You know, some things that aren't available on Netflix. In fact, most of these are not available on Netflix. And some of them are used in courses, so that's why we have access to this. And then we had to fill it up with other movies, so that's what we did. Anyway, but these will just stream right from your laptop or your phone or your tablet. In case anybody needs a study break, you can say, hey, check it out. So that's our fun one that everybody loves, of course.
And so to clarify, that Overdrive is literature, is novels?
Yeah, popular
Novels particularly?
Popular novels.
Okay.
There are some classics like some C.S. Lewis stuff, or like Wuthering Heights or Jane Eyre, some of those sorts of things, but mostly popular books. So these are recommended for me because I've been getting books for my kids, so these are all like younger books. Popular books. Harry Potter, you can see some of those popular readings. And there are quite a few audiobooks, so if you're driving, download an audiobook and away you go.
Is that just in English?
There are some in foreign language. You can see this one here is, I'm not even going to guess, Chinese, Japanese. Yeah. And there are a couple French ones and a couple Spanish ones, but mostly English. Because it is the popular reading. So those are our two fun ones that we like to show people. We have Learn a Language. You can learn Pirate from Mango. That doesn't really apply to your class probably, but yeah, these are our language databases here. And then we have more films. These are the academic films, like going this direction if you have that. So if you needed something for a class on nursing or anatomy and phys, those would be the databases you would search. Probably more than the popular one. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, and also I want to show you there are subject librarians. So for Foundations English, if they happen to be struggling on a particular topic, you can always come and show them they have a subject librarian that could help them find sources more particular to their topic. Does that make sense? I'm at the top, online learning, yay! But like animal, food science, nursing. So this is office number, phone number. They can click on this for more specific resources to that subject area. That makes sense? Yeah.
What is the best way for an online student to contact? Would you prefer email or is?
They can do email, call, chat. We're going to talk a little bit more about how we can get students connected to the librarians. But this is just kind of an overview, just so you know, if you have particular questions, there are librarians assigned to each subject. So they're there to help. And this is going to come into play right about now. Oh, we're going to talk about some stats first, and then I'll show you how that comes into play. Okay. There we go. So these are our stats, and I'm sure you've experienced this with your Foundation English courses in particular. 74% struggle with keywords and searches. 57% frustrated with irrelevant search results. I just can't find anything on my topic. 43% creating coherent arguments and statements from the research. So taking that research and trying to make it into a paper. 29% said librarians and English teachers the most helpful with research. So there you go. You guys we're all together in that category. And this is a quote I found from my own research. Students' use and knowledge of library resources and services is likely associated with his or her faculty's own use and knowledge of the library. So what that means, I don't know, that's more stats. Okay, we'll talk about that first. Students, okay, back up. I did research in my master's degree from online students here at BYU-Idaho. So this is what I found. Students who receive some sort of library instruction are 2 times more likely to use library resources. And 66% do not know how to access the library, have no reason to do so, or use the library only once a semester.
So is that 66%, I'm guessing, is like they come in as a freshman and they're like, I have no idea. And then, because I know we have the gateway seminars, right? So is that kind of that 2% more likely? Is that because they've taken maybe a gateway seminar
Yeah,
or
so
received instruction, I guess, in their classes?
They didn't specify where they got the instruction from all the time. So it could have been in Pathway, I know they cover a little bit about how to use the library. And those students don't even use the library. Or they could have had, maybe an English teacher who said, use this. So the students that I interviewed, were anywhere from freshmen to seniors. So it could have been a different course as well. Maybe it was like upper level sociology course or upper level family history course or something, where they said, go to the library webpage and review it. So maybe they didn't even have like an actual use the library database, but it was like learn about the library. But because they had that, they were more likely to use library resources. But there's still the vast majority don't know how to do it. So it's kind of like an interesting paradox. Of those who've used the library and have library instruction, they're more likely to continue to use the library.
And these are on-campus students?
These are online students.
Online students?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
I only sent the survey out to online students. So I wanted to find out what the difference was between online and on-campus. On-campus students are required to come to the library as part of Foundation English and receive some library instruction. But online students don't have that same requirement. So there's a disconnect there.
In 301, I'm not sure if they have anything that's required that gives library instruction.
Yeah, I don't know that if they have library instruction. I know they have a paper, and I know I've talked to online students from 301 who are doing their paper, but I don't know what type of instruction they actually receive about using the library.
But no online student has to do gateway seminars, so they're not getting that even in 301.
Right, so they're not getting the same type of instruction as on-campus students. So we're going to talk about some ways that we can change that. So what this all means is that students can benefit when faculty and instructors direct them to the library because they don't know themselves. And so that's a key role that you can play, is directing them to the library. Also, they benefit from library instruction. So I know a lot of times that you as instructors are limited in how many hours a week you can spend in your course. You may not have time to say, hey, let me walk you through using the library, but I have time for that. And most other librarians have time for that. That's part of our job responsibilities, particularly mine as the online learning librarian. Like that's one of my main jobs, help the online students know how to use the library. So I'm more than happy to help them walk through the library, do all sorts of things to connect to the library, which we're going to talk about. This was kind of, I don't know, a zinger, like a really hit home for me. I'm part of the online student Facebook support page, and this student said, how long can we access the library? I'm really sad that I had no idea how vast the resources that are available are until my very last semester. And in our last session, there were several instructors who said the same thing. I don't know what's here, my students don't know what's here, and that's what we want to change. We want students to be able to use the library, understand how much is available before their last semester. This student's already graduated in April, so now they no longer have access. This is like, what, 5 weeks before graduation in March. So that's what we're going to talk about, how we can change and get students access and connected to the library. Okay, so this is our online teaching and learning Island 3 module thing. And we have our library connections here. So I'm going to go through some of this information here on how it can help us connect students to the library. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about, I'm switching over here to my sandbox. Okay, so this is my sandbox. This is where I kind of play around. You guys have a sandbox? You're in Island 3. I'm in Island 3. But you don't have a sandbox. So you're not in Island 3 yet?
Not yet.
Okay, next semester. Yay! All right, so this, what I want to show you, these are some of the same resources that are in our library conference, okay? but I put them under library resources and help right here at the top. So I was promoting in our last class, that this is what I would like to see happen for some of these research classes, is to have a module like this right at the top, where students can see it all the time, where they know where to go, they don't have to dig through lessons to find it. It's like there. They can just, oh yeah, this is where I need to go. Library resources and help. Right at the top of your table of contents. Okay? And then they have all these things in here. Now, the benefit of having it like as a separate module, you can kind of see, and there's ways to keep track of what they actually use in there. And if we do that, then there's an opportunity for you as instructors to either offer credit or extra credit as they participate in this. And this is it takes a little bit of time outside of class, but it's going to help them use less time in their research, if that makes sense. Like they won't be floundering as much. They'll have a little bit better idea of where to go, what to do, how to formulate their keywords and searches and things like that. That makes sense? Okay. So let me switch back over to our course here so we can go through some of this information. First off, we have our librarian chat. And these are a couple different options for how to run it. This option is specific to a librarian. So if you have subject specific, like the sociology course or family history, you can make it so it goes to that librarian. The downside of that is, as you can see, when they're offline, you only have the option to email or to search a question that's already been asked before. Okay, so there's not like direct access. This option goes to just all of the librarians. Okay, we take turns manning chat. So it's on, we try to have it on all the library hours that were open. And so you can see this one's available. Just scroll that screen down. And you can just type your question in and start your chat. Have you used chat? Do you want me to demonstrate it?
How often is that used?
It depends on, so we can keep track of stats based on the actual widget that we put in there. So this one is like, it's used pretty often because it's also the one that's on our main library webpage. So you can, a couple hundred chats a month.
Okay.
We'd like to see it get up to like 800 or 1,000 chats a month. That would be awesome. But we can also, like this one's specific to him and to his course, and so it's not used as often. I like this one. But we have analytics, so we can keep track of how much each chat is used in the course and specific to English 101. So our next chat is the one that's actually in your course. Yay!
Did it get used? Wait, did it post
Yes,
on the board?
it has been used.
Good.
Maybe not as often as I would have liked, but it has been used. So this one is the one that's in the pilot for Foundation English right now, and their fabulous designer, I'm assuming, made it really pretty and nice.
That'd be Peter and Jessel.
Yeah. And I gave them a little bit of instructions, like this is kind of, this is a good resource. If you have these types of questions, ask them here. It's not required, but we recommend it. But if you were offering like extra credit or something, then you just try out the chat, then, and they could show a chat transcript to you and you give them like 1 point or something, then it's going to get used more often. Okay? And when this one's offline, there is a generic email address that it goes to, that we can still answer it. Or they have a text messaging option. Text messages aren't still instantaneous because we don't always man that 24 hours a day. So
Right,
you may not
talking
get
to somebody.
Yeah, you may not get help at like 1 o'clock in the morning. But like I said, we do try to man it till at least 11:30 at night. So there is that option. But it's a good way to connect with the librarian, like right here in Highland. So they have, direct access to, I have questions.
Have you ever had international students use this yet?
Not this particular widget, but I have had international students use the one on the library webpage.
Because it seems like your hours are really long. So even though there's a gap, I know, like, for example, I think Rome is 7 hours ahead, so,
Uh-huh.
10 o'clock at night, they're waking up.
So-
There's some overlap, I think.
I
don't know,
had
though.
I had a student from, I'm on the Facebook page posted, I don't know how to make these citations. I've watched the videos, they have videos in his class, and he still didn't understand. And so I was able to connect with him on Skype and kind of walk him through a few things with researching and creating citations and things like that. And super helpful, but it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me and it was evening for him. So it was actually a really good time difference that way for some of those international students.
Maybe even better.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Than some of the other
They're
students.
Same
It's
time
true.
zone.
It's true. So let's go to the next little module. Okay, this is our Refworks. Have either of you used Refworks? Yeah, you can have. Okay, I'm going to run through. This is a video that shows students how to use Refworks. So I'm going to do it a little bit shorter and show you myself. It's about 5 minutes. It's not too long. But Refworks is a fantastic program where it will keep track of their citations for them and make their works cited page or references page. And you can use it with Word or Google Docs. So here we go, short version. This is our login over here on the right for Refworks. But if you're actually in a document, if you search something, and we have all these fantastic resources. So these are our search results, search starter, books, view online, whatever. So you just click on one of these. You click on the export, and it defaults to Refworks, and then you save it, and it opens up Refworks. All they have to do is create an account. Mine is not going to show you creating an account because I'm already logged in. But it will say import one document saved in your library. Okay, so then you can use this button right here to create your bibliography. This over here gives you more tools. And these are fantastic, particularly for your online students. They have the browser one. This will save information from a website to Refworks. Okay, if they happen to be on like some.gov or .org, really good website, right? We don't want any blogs, but it'll still save the citation for them. And these are the downloads to put it in Word or Google Docs. And when you're in there, and this is what I would love to see happen, particularly for those upper level courses where you have to have like 10, 12, or 20 citations. When you're typing in your paper, it gives you this Refworks add-on. Right there, you can see it up there. And then you can like insert your citations and bibliography right from here. So it connects back to it. So like if I wanted to insert my citation, I can pick one that I already have in there, and it kind of formats that citation for you. You guys use MLA?
Yes.
Okay.
The previous course used APA, then the new one's going to be MLA. So.
Okay, good. We'll do this guy. Okay, so you can see how it does that, like it connects. And then we'll do one more just to read here. I have nothing to do with this one. Okay, so then what you can do is you insert your bibliography right from here, and it only inserts those citations they've actually used in their paper.
Which is my biggest thing. They'll have a list of 10 sources and only use one
Yeah.
in their paper.
In their paper. So that's what this one does. It's going to make sure that they've used some of those other sources in their paper. Or, a lot of times you're having an idea and it's quoted the same idea in like 2 other people. So you can put both those citations in there. It'll let you do both of them. This one's APA right now, but that doesn't matter. We can switch it right here. We'll go to MLA, and it will change everything in your paper to MLA. So that's my biggest thing. I know a lot of students are like, oh, there's this citation manager or this one, all these free ones, which is fine. But Refworks does this. And a lot of those won't connect back from your Word or your Google Docs. And this is going to save them so much time. Those upper level courses, you've got 20 sources. And this is like,
And they can see what it needs to look like, too.
yeah. And it's not like
They don't have
always,
to have it memorized.
yeah, it's not always perfect. Like occasionally you'll get like all caps in the title or something that you have to fix. But generally, this looks pretty good. These ones are actually like really good. So, yeah.
I found out the EBSCO citation, it's usually, it gets you 90% of the way there,
Yeah.
maybe 95.
I always tell students, you're smarter than the computer, so it's okay, you can double check what the computer does. They're like, are you sure? Right. Okay, so that's another fantastic tool that we have in Refworks. So that was part of our module. You can teach them how to do that with, that tutorial. We can put that tutorial in our module. Another one, let's see. So another video we have that we can use is our effective searching strategy. So this one kind of walks through, like, this would be a good way to use keywords. This is kind of how you search. We can customize this to your specific course. So English classes are a little bit broader, but if we're like in family history or
Sit up straight.
family and marriage and family or sociology, something like that, we can customize it to, these are some databases you want to use. This is how you use them. This is why they might be good to use. We can create videos like this to use specific in the course.
So maybe I'll ask my question. I was going to save it for later, but could you create a screencast that's like, just says, meet Ina, our librarian for the course?
Yes.
It's kind of
That's a
maybe
great idea.
even casual, you saying, hi, I'm here to help you. I thought that might maybe help our students
Yes.
see you as
Yeah.
approachable and
Yes.
you're a real person that can help them.
So we
And
can
I
do
thought
that.
maybe I could put that link even in the instructor notes or something, so instructors could choose to use it, or we could put it right in the course. I don't know.
Right.
We have options. Just build it into the course.
Yeah, and we could even, for English, maybe we want to do like a couple of librarians because maybe they want to meet their librarian for their major.
Yeah.
Or, something like that. But if it's like an upper level course, that's a great idea to say, this is your librarian for your subject area.
Because they ask us all the time to make screencasts, think it would be a good idea, and so they're kind of used to that.
Yeah.
On that.
So
They like it.
these, is it modules? I'm sorry, I don't know all the
Yes.
terminology. These modules you're creating, are there something that we could put in our own courses? Is that what you're designing?
So
That's
not right
first design,
now,
we'll let us,
we work with a designer on that.
Okay.
But I can suggest it as OCR.
Well,
you can tell me, and I can
Right,
that
I mean,
kind
if,
of.
if the idea behind the English courses is that this is to be preparing them for all their other courses, then some of these modules ought to be in there.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
Just by
And-
default.
Our last session, we had someone that was in curriculum and
And
they
was
liked
specifically
that
doing,
idea.
okay,
So,
good.
so there's a possibility
That
that,
is good.
that the idea might take off. We cross our finger
Yeah.
a lot, okay? So, so there is that as well. So we can do, some videos and things like that. The next item that we have in our online module is this tutorial. And the idea behind this tutorial was specific to Foundation English. So it's to help them get started on that research they need for their course. But it's not just, the other two were just videos, right? Just a video on effective searching and a video on how to use Refworks. These tutorials are meant to be more interactive. So not only do they get the instruction, but they get to practice it. And they get to learn it. And maybe if you offer extra credit for it, then they're even more motivated to do it. Okay? This is just a really short example of one that I was testing out. So it's by no means comprehensive. Just keep that in mind. All right? Okay, so to start off with, let's figure out what your assignment is. What type of paper? You guys have changed all the names, so.
I'm doing a synthesis.
So, this might be a little bit outdated. Okay, so they have to pick one of the papers. So right off the bat, they have to know what paper it is that they're working on. And we might even be able to change the content based on their answer. I haven't explored that option yet. Okay, so then you can see these are, your opposing viewpoints, teacher researcher, things that might help them come up with topics. A lot of them are like, what do I do? Right, that's a major sticking point with, particularly with English 101. Try this one if you're trying to focus on something for your major or your career. And then there's a box down here for them to insert their topic ideas. Now you don't have to require that. Like I said, we can make this up, whatever. But I thought if we're doing a tutorial, let's make it so they actually have to come up with something to search, to practice, because that's going to make it more effective as they go throughout the tutorial, right? So The other page is interactive, this side of it. So you have your information over here, and then you have your chance to practice over here. So they can actually go in and say, what's a good topic?
Drone use.
Drone. Yeah, that was kind of big in your class.
Well, the best paper was on that. It was the only one on that topic.
Okay.
It worked out well.
So here's our drone use topics. Now, like I said, that main search box is searching like a lot of databases, so you can tell the results are like bigger. If you wanted to limit it, we could. My screen is not as big as I'm expecting, so I keep like, where's the rest of it? All right, here we go. Oh no, I gotta scroll. There should be like another button. Forget it. We're coming back. So, so it should say something more like this. I just want to show you these buttons. I don't know what happened in my test that they're not, because I should have more of an option to scroll in here. But I can't find the button. That's not good. That's not a good test. I can't find the button. All right. Let me show you over here. You have options over here to limit it. Okay, so this is another thing we want to teach students. Geography, limit it to use in the United States. Okay, or you have your content provider. I think your collection will limit it to just like you can do just ebooks. Like you click on these and it pops down like this, so you have different options. You have your source types up here too, like if you want to tell them, get somebody from academic journals or whatever, all they have to do is click the button and it will do it for them. We try to make it easy on the students, but they have to know the buttons are here, right? That they can limit these. That's an interesting one. Miley Cyrus, yay! Okay, but anyway, there's a the idea, and then once again they can connect that back to Refworks and save those citations from here. So, or access the full text, read the article, whatever they need to do. But that's supposed to pop up in my wizard over here, but I'm missing a button. We'll fix it. This is just a test.
Oh, there's the scholarly peer reviewed buttons up there.
Yeah, so I can click like this button and it will limit it, but there's supposed to be like see, there's my slider bar. Did you see it? And then it disappeared. So there's something with the screen resolution, but I can't get that slider bar over here to like kind of scroll down through the results, which you're supposed to be able to do. So we'll work on that. We have a while before next semester. Okay. And then, then we go through like encyclopedias. Try your topic in one of these, like reading political science might have something on drones. Or they can try, the next screen has our specialized encyclopedia. It shows you where to go. Dictionary encyclopedia, like we've highlighted it there. Look for this, Gale virtual reference. So they can come over here and then click on Gale virtual reference. I think it has to do with the size of how I embedded that. All right. I could use that resource. Scrolling down. This is not a very good down. It worked fine in the last class, just so you know. Something happened in between now and then. But now it's not working.
Is it possibly related to what paper you said it was, or it wasn't?
It could be. Let me see the pull up here. Oh, I'm getting an error. This has to do with my browser, and once I get an error, I have to clear all the cookies out for it to work. So, let me show you over here. Because it was working fine in the last class. I showed him that exact resource. So we're going to see, unless the whole resource went down, but I think it might be. That's what happens when you record it, everything goes wrong.
You weren't recording the last one.
No, we weren't. Okay, so this is the screen that's supposed to pop up, and then they can search like their own news here. And, get the robotics, and they can limit it by subject over here, that sort of thing. So much for my tests there. Failed. And then they submit it, so then they're done with it, and you can tell that they finished.
And would that submit to the instructor?
Yeah, we can set it up a couple different ways. So this is a program that we were actually testing, but I'll show you in the next one. We have someone at the library who's actually designing it, the same type of idea himself, and so then we'll have more control over where it goes. Like we can send it to Google Docs that the instructor has access to, like that sort of thing. So next up, this one is a tour of the library. Now you wouldn't probably need this tour of the library for your students, but it's just to give you an idea of what we can do, what we're capable of. And this one actually works a lot better than the other one. Yay! Okay, so you can embed a video like in to start off with, like maybe we want to do an effective searching video before they get started on the tutorials. Something like that, and so then they can play the video. This one's like 11 minutes. I think that's a little long for most. I'm like, so we can shrink it. We can do something different. So then when they're done, they just hit the X, and then they're in here again. The same type of interactive idea where you have the text that tells you what to do over here, and then you actually get to practice it on this side of the screen. So this one tells us, okay, navigate to the library catalog. Click on one of the catalog links. So you come here and you do that. Great. We got to the catalog. Then you hit next. And you see the screen stays the same. So that one didn't go anywhere on that one. Like it did with the other one, it changed like what you were looking at, but this one's the same. So then it tells you, okay, let's search for a popular title. Let's try Harry Potter. And it goes through, take note of how many results, change the search. From general keyword to like title keyword. Now how many search results do you get? 105. Now use the limit by, click down here to ebooks. Okay, so now you're down to 25. So something like that where they kind of follow these steps. So for online courses, we probably wouldn't use the catalog per se. We'd use either a database or something specific, but it's pretty easy. Okay, do this, do this, do this. And then you got down here. And then you go to the next step. But I love this idea because it's not only are they learning how to use the library, but they're practicing it right there. Like they don't have to read like a PDF and then have to go figure out how to use it, or watch a video and then go figure out how to use it. It's like they're doing it all together. Does that make sense? So then, you narrowed it down. So what are the details about the book? Who's the author? I have to check an answer. So this one, it's going to require an answer. And then it'll tell you, oh, good job. So they're getting feedback as well, like right there as they go. And then you've completed your quiz or your tutorial. So you can go back to iLearn now. Hey, thanks for that. Then you can come back in here and so those are just some ways that we can kind of work on connecting the library to the students. But like I said at the beginning, the main point is to have you as instructors know what the library has available and what it's capable of, because the students will know more if you know more. The more you know. So that's kind of what we want to do. Have some information available in the course, either as a module or just an individual content item somewhere in the course. Chatting, videos, tutorials, they're all options to connect the students and help them be able to do better research, more effective research, to kind of eliminate some of those frustrations that they have and get them actually learning and doing the work that they need to do. I'm happy as a librarian to connect with them other places. Social media, Facebook or Adobe Connect, Skype, Google Hangouts. Like I mentioned, I know you don't always have time as instructors to do that, but I would be more than happy to take the time to do that with the students. That's what I'm here for. So, any questions? Ask away.
Oh, I had a question about, is the iPool database, does that still work? I had sent my students there for a couple semesters, and then it seemed like one semester it had a lot of problems. And used the library chat feature to try and get some help. And
did it work? Not really.
Not really. It's still.
I haven't used iPool in a while, so.
And I stopped kind of sending my students there because it seemed like it kept getting an error when they were logged in, they couldn't access it. Yeah, that one.
So are you using it for the opinion polls or for?
Yeah. Opinion polls, which since they're writing their synthesis essay in this new 101 course on different opinions, I thought that, well, this might be a good time to bring it in. And being on campus, I would hope it would work anyway. I'm thinking it was a remote access issue.
Problem.
Looks like it's still there, so thanks for pulling
Yeah, it's working now. But if you have remote connection issues, there you can either talk to me or we have someone who works on those issues, and her name is Jennifer Levitt.
Oh, great.
And so
There's help. There's always help.
yes, there is always help. So it's just a matter of getting to the right person.
All right.
But I can always help direct you to that
You'll be my
person
contact.
as well. Yes, I don't know if I actually posted contact information on the island page. I do have cards back there for physical people. That doesn't help anyone online. But, I'll see if I can fix that and we can get some contact information. I think they have a nice little picture of me, but I am on the library homepage, like I mentioned.
Was that one in the 101 course?
No, this one.
I mean, your bio that you just told us.
No.
Oh, that's
This
for
is
conference.
the actual online conference. Yeah.
Well, I like that idea of having you make a screencast that could be used in all our
Yes.
courses that we
Yeah.
can embed it in for next semester.
And I would be happy to do that.
Maybe even
Some
showing
librarians.
that
Right.
text of the wizard,
Uh-huh.
because I think it will be a good tool, but I think maybe even showing how, okay, you have this bar that's stagnant on the left that's going to guide you, and now
Yes.
this is the library homepage that's going to change, I think they might need some instruction there, and just like a 3-minute screencast showing.
Yeah, we could do something like that, like have it pop up like how the library tour video popped up. It could be a screencast, me introducing myself and showing this is what's going to happen. This side will stay the same, try it out on this page, answer the questions, and then continue on with kind of going through that and learning and getting some topic ideas.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great help because it seems to me that's a big problem for a lot of students. They don't know how, but they don't want to spend a lot of time learning how either because they've got to get this assignment done and do these other things.
Google's right there.
And Google is right
We
there.
have a form right now in 101 that asks them, what library databases have you used so far? And it's a week after we've been introduced to the research topic. And I was surprised. No one seems to know what a library database even is. I got answers like the CIA or, Wikipedia or Google. And those aren't library databases, and something.
Yeah.
They're learning,
This would-
and this is 101. This
Right.
is what we're doing is teaching them
This
because
would
they
be a
don't
very
know.
good thing to have be a staple part of the course, that
Yeah.
they take a tutorial, and that tutorial is then
Right.
great. I wouldn't even say extra credit, I think it ought to be great personally, but it would.
Which, I'm.
And our assignments are all pretty much worth 1 point except the essays, so I
Yeah.
think that would work in.
Yeah, that would work out really well. In the last session, they had talked about that and either making it part of like a specific course that's an introduction course to everything like advising and using the library, things like that. So they're a little better prepared when they actually get to the English courses or having it as part of the course. Because on campus, students are required to come to the library and have at least an hour training on how to use the library webpage and searching and things like that. And so online students are really missing out on that because there's that gap where it's not required for online where it is on
I
campus.
think it should, in some form.
Yeah, so it kind of needs to have that. And
For now, we can try and maybe get it into the course.
Right.
But hopefully, maybe in the future, there'll be something more
Right.
concrete that's
Right.
required. I think.
And so I think that's on some people's radar now. So cross your fingers again.
That's what we like to see.
But yes. All right, do you have any more questions?
Just writing stuff down though. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Ida.
All right. Well, like I said, be sure to get my contact information. If you come up with anything, if you want links to those videos or anything like that, we can certainly get that.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Yes.
I'm, talking with Glenn this afternoon.
Oh, good.
So, and we have our weekly meetings still, so I'll bring up, look at what they have right now and then look at what we can add for the course for next semester. And I really liked your idea of having the discussion built in to the course. They kind of killed it because they said it would be scalable and manageable, and I'm thinking,
Right.
students don't use it. It'll be, we should just do it.
Right. That was my whole thing is we had talked about having a specific discussion board in English 101, the pilot, to see how many people use it and if it would be helpful or not. But we kind of got shut down on that idea. So that's why we have the chat widget in 101 right now. But that was one thing I wanted to see was, if students use it a lot, then maybe we need to hire someone to help us manage discussion boards. Or if they don't, then one person can certainly manage a bunch of discussion boards.
Or at least the ones who are using it.
Right.
It's so valuable to them.
Right. And so, we're happy to help. We're happy to participate in any way that we can to help the students. That's what we want to do, is get that connection to the students, help them be able to use the library, build their skills, to expand their horizons. So, thanks.
Thank you.